A little while back I made a blog about how everybody is selfish. And the more good they are, the more selfish they really are, because their motivation lies in feeling good about themselves. Well, I'd like to talk about someone who takes this idea to a whole new level. An ego warrior has made a business out of pretending to be a hero while feathering his own nest. Bono, the most selfish man in the world. Yes, he's built a career on exploiting the misery of others just to keep himself in the public eye. He views himself as some sort of saint, and he thinks he's doing the whole world a favour by virtue of his own self-importance and existence. Bono, the man who puts the whole world on a guilt trip about starving Africans while never putting his own hand in his own pocket. That's right. While Bono was on the Vertigo tour, he made an appeal to his fans to donate money with a text messaging service that he'd set up. U2 earned a monstrous 389 million in gross ticket sale receipts, making Vertigo the second most lucrative tour of all time. Yet, after this huge amount of income and pleading with the ordinary people to share what little they've got, having shelled out their overpriced U2 tickets, Bono used his remarkable chivalry to keep all of his cash and then moved it around to different companies to cut down on the amount of tax he paid too. Search the name Bono and amongst other things the word philanthropist comes up. How the hell has he swung that? Bono's wallet is as tightly closed as the contents of a nun's knickers. Bono is known to some for his Products Red campaign to help the sufferers of AIDS. He collaborated with huge corporations such as Dell and Motorola and promoted the sale of red-labelled consumer goods for the sake of AIDS. The positive side of this has been a huge ongoing advertisement for the likes of Gap, American Express and Bono himself. The Red Company spent $40 million more on advertising during 2008 than it raised out of the sale of its charity-inspired feel good about yourself bullshit. If only Bono used the money he'd raised to pay directly to the sufferers of AIDS, they would have been $60 million closer to not dying of this horrendous disease. What I couldn't find out is how much money Bono's actually got. Maybe that's because he's spread his cash around so much to avoid paying it to people he was pretending to help. But it has to be a considerable sum, a sum that if he could, and were inclined to help, and help an awful lot. Real name is Paul David Hewson, better known as Bono, an abbreviation for Bono Vox, which means good voice. And that's what he insists people calling him, regardless of the fact whether you think he's any good or not. He is known for being a brilliant showman too, but then anyone with an ego as inflated as what his is would naturally feel confident about believing that everyone is hanging on every word that he says. Belief is a powerful thing, and he believes it probably as much as he thinks he's doing the world a favour. In 2003, Bono staged a charity event with Pavarotti in Italy, but he forgot his favourite trilby hat, and in a true rockstar tantrum that would have any normal person sectioned, he refused to go on stage without it. The total cost of taxis and airplane tickets and stuff came to £1,000. How grounded is this man that he'd consider a hat so important at a charity event? If the hat was actually necessary, he could have sent one of his minions out to a hat shop. I'm sure they've got those in Italy. But it's Bono's money and he can do what the bloody hell he likes with it. And still retains the right to bang on about environmental issues and how we should all be doing something about it. Another thing about Bono I don't like is he met George W. Bush. That's not it. I don't like the fact that he didn't take advantage of a unique moment to punch the warmongering little redneck president in the face. So there we have it. Bono, a jet-setting ego warrior that has dirtied his hands with world leaders and the biggest criminals and capitalist bullies of humanity.